Hello, everyone. The bishop is allowing people back into the church this weekend starting Saturday, June 6th. And I'm very excited to be back with you to say Mass with people, real people in the church. So we have prepared the churches for a safe reopening. And these are three basic principles to remember when coming back to church. EPP stands for early, prepare, and patience. E, please come early. Normally, Catholics arrive 5 to 10 minutes before Mass starts. We would really appreciate it if you could come 15 to 20 minutes before Mass starts. Everyone will have to be seated individually and be social distance, which means kept 6 feet apart. It will be like a wedding, where the usher escorts you to your seat. Some people will have to wait outside before they can be brought into the church for seating. Once Mass has started, the doors will be closed, so please come early. Prepare. Please come prepared. That is, please remember to bring your face mask or face covering. As you are coming into the church, and as you are leaving the church, and any time you're moving, we ask you to wear your face mask. Or whenever somebody else outside your family is closer than 6 feet to you, please have a mask on. Once you are seated, you will be socially distanced. And so then you may take your mask off if you wish. If you feel more comfortable wearing the mask throughout the whole Mass, you can do so. We totally understand. For communion time, please put your mask on again, because I'll be coming to bring Holy Communion to you. And so at that time, I'll be closer than 6 feet from you. As I pass by and become 6 feet away from you, you can remove your mask, receive Holy Communion, and you can leave your mask off for the rest of the Mass if you wish. Coming prepared also means remembering to bring your own missalette or your own Sunday readings with you if you'd like. But please remember to bring them with you when you go home. Don't leave anything in the pews, because after you leave, we'll sanitize the church again. Patience. We know that these are all new procedures, so please be patient. We're all doing the best we can to adjust to these new procedures. We really want to worship you in a very reverent way, but also in a very safe way. Here are some of the things to be aware of as we begin Mass again. Some changes. First, we have limited seating capacity. We're only allowed to have 25% of full seating capacity. But there's still no obligation to attend Mass, so don't feel pressured in coming to Mass if you feel vulnerable. And of course, if you're sick, please don't come to Mass. Number 2, please have your face mask or covering on you as you enter the church and as you leave the church. Number 3, the front door will be open so that you won't have to touch it. We're trying to limit the touching of common surfaces. Therefore, we have removed all of the missalettes and the hymnals. Please try not to touch anything needlessly. Number 4, please remember to use or go to the bathroom before you come to church, so that you won't have to use the bathrooms in the back of the church. Number 5, as you enter, the greeter or usher will offer you hand sanitizer, or you can turn to your left and there'll be hand sanitizer on a table just to the left of the door. Please, we're asking everyone to use hand sanitizer as you enter the church. Number 6, there's no holy water in the holy water founts, so please do not touch the holy water founts. Number 7, there's no offertory procession. All the gifts will already be in the sanctuary, so there will be no need for gift bearers. Everyone can just stay in their seats. Number 8, there will be no collection baskets, And so we will have a gift box at the front of the church. You can place your envelope or your Mass request in the gift box at the front of the church. Number 9, please wait for an usher to seat you or to dismiss you at the end of Mass. Ushers will be seating people front to back as you enter the church, and then they will dismiss you from the back to the front at the end of Mass. So the reason why we're doing this is for social distancing. We always want to keep people 6 feet apart, and therefore many of the pews are taped off so that we can keep people 6 feet apart and social distance. Number 10, once you're in your pew, please stay in the assigned seat, and if you feel comfortable, then you can remove your face mask or face covering. But please put the face mask or face shield on again during Holy Communion time when I approach. Because when I come to give you Holy Communion, I will be within 6 feet of you, and I'll also be wearing a mask and a face shield for everyone's protection. Once I move past you and get 6 feet away from you, you can take your mask off again, receive Holy Communion, and then you can leave it off until the ushers come to dismiss you at the end of Mass. If you want, you can always wear your mask at all times if you feel more comfortable. Number 11, I really hate to ask you to do this, but please do not stop inside or outside the church to fellowship, to talk. That's very important to do, but in this time of social distancing, we're asking you to forego the gatherings for talking and fellowshipping until this is down the road a bit. So at this time, we ask you to please don't gather to talk, but go directly to your cars. I'm very sorry about that. And the last thing I want to give you is the heads up on some of the new times, especially confession. Saturday afternoon, confessions will begin at 1 p.m. and go to 3 p.m. That's Saturday afternoon. It's the drive-through confessions at the parking lot at St. Joseph, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Then, for people who don't feel comfortable going to Mass, we have the drive-through communion station at the tent, 4 o'clock to 4:30 p.m. before Mass begins Saturday evening. So 4 p.m. to 4:30, if you want to just receive communion by driving through in your car, 4 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Saturday afternoon at the tent at St. Joseph's. Mass with a reservation, you have to have a reservation, begins at 5 p.m. sharp. So please come early. Mass starts at 5 p.m. Saturday afternoon at St. Joseph's. And then on Sunday at St. James, we will have drive-through communion for those who don't have a reservation or feel like they're not ready to enter a church from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. 7:30 a.m., 8 a.m. Sunday morning. And that's at the machine shed just north of the church on the right-hand side. Then at 8:30, we'll have our Mass at St. James Church. Come with a reservation, come early so that we'll have time to seat you. And then back at St. Joseph's, Mass with a reservation Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Please come early so that we can seat you properly and start Mass right on time at 10 a.m. And then drive-through communion for those who are still not able to get a reservation or are not ready to enter the church, or maybe have other reasons. We'll have drive-through communion at 11:30 a.m. to 12 noon. And so that's the new schedule. Confessions will still be available Wednesday evening from 5 to 7 p.m. and also weekday drive-through communions Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8:15 a.m. Finally, I would like to thank all the members of the two parishes' parish implementation teams. They've worked really hard, receive training in the protocols from our diocese and from the OSF professionals for the proper reopening and the proper sanitizing of our churches. Thank you so very much. The last thing, we're all troubled by the riotings, the social unrest that's been happening in our world. And Bishop Jenke has written us a very consoling letter, and I want to read that letter to you. It's given me some peace, and I hope it brings you some peace too. Bishop Jenke writes, "Dear brothers and sisters, Jesus teaches us, love your neighbor as yourself. This commandment from the Lord includes, without any qualification, people of every race, ethnicity, religion, and political conviction. For believers, therefore, there can be no justification for treating unfairly anyone else on the basis of these differences. I therefore join with the Holy Father Pope Francis, the National Conference of Catholic Bishops, and the bishops of Illinois in specifically condemning racial injustice of any kind. I must also deplore all violence and disorder which tends to have an enormous and long-lasting negative impact on the poorest and most stressed of our neighborhoods. I also ask for your prayers for the safety of the overwhelming majority of our racially diverse police, fire departments, and first responders who daily and selflessly stand in harm's way in protection of all of our communities. May the Lord Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace, help Central Illinois and all of America to better live up to the highest ideals of our founding. May God bless you and protect you. Sincerely yours in Christ, Most Reverend Daniel R. Jenke, Bishop of Peoria. Thank you, and God bless you.